today we're looking at a young striker from Bayern Munich, very young, could be one of those gems that you're all looking for. Welcome to Tales of Tomorrow. What's happening, folks, and welcome back to an episode of the Stars of Tomorrow, FM24 series, where we look at young talent on Football Manager and we see how they get on the course of their careers. They're both players that I find and I'm curious about, also players you give in the comment section. So if you want to give your player a look at, leave his name and position, nationality, club, all that stuff in the description down below. I would say this, if they're 16 or 17 now, IRL, they probably won't be in the game. And a comment recently the other day which said, look at this player, isn't in the game. It's because they're 60. It's like if they're under 16 or under 18 or something, they've got permission from the family to be in the game. So bear that in mind. So yeah, just if I will obviously reply to your comments anyway and tell you that. But yeah, if you've got a player who's like 16 years old who's come through your system recently at a big club, then you know it won't be in the game on the database. And I'm using the default database to do the reviews on. So yeah. Today's player is Jonah Kusi Asare. That is probably completely wrong. I do apologise for messing that up if I have. A young striker from Bayern Munich who's 16 years old at the start of the game. I think this is actually a subscriber suggested player, if I'm not mistaken. So, in case you wonder how the series works, guys, we go through each player and we do like 3-4 year jumps, sometimes 5, and we look at all the stats, injuries, stats, technical, mental, physical, goal, turns, transfer fees, all that kind of stuff. So I've even done a scout report for this guy, which I don't often do, but I think makes sense. And just to let you know, guys, I'll do a scout report on Man United every time, just for sake of continuity. So the scout report says this: he's not interested in. He's got 1.5 star current ability, 4-star, maybe 5-star potential. His current ability is 170. That is the max he can get to. So a lot of potential in this guy already. Now, if we were to ask for the ability for him, he would not be interested in joining, but they want 10.5 to 15.5 million pounds. Yeah, his age, he can't move at the moment. But I thought I'd do a scout report anyway, just to continue the series. So straight away, as you can see, striker, definitely going to be an all-out striker. Good strength, really good physical stats already for a 16-year-old striker. Great jumping reach at 17, 190 centimeters. I need to change that to actually feet and inches. But yeah, good finishing, good first touch, good heading as well. Very physical striker by the looks of it. The strength, jumping reach, heading obviously indicate that. Brave as well, good determination off the ball, good as well. Now, development screen here, he's strong on his left foot, very strong on his right foot. There's not much here to talk about because he's very young. He's still developing, obviously. Think of it as like a new gen, but walked into your youth system. Basically, is what this guy is essentially. Well, they bought him for free transfer. I'm assuming that's right. Though I think the fees can be varied depending on who you're asking. So yeah, really. Oh no, sorry, no. Bayern got 3.9 free transfer to there. Sorry, misread that. But yeah, very early days, of course. Highly recommended that he's signed. Obviously, his age means that you can't get him early on. At least United can't. But if you were to keep an eye on him and get him quickly, you could have a good talent in your hands. The first jump, let's go. Okay, so we've got a transfer for him. He's gone to Leipzig. And straight away, as you can see, the physicality is obviously improving. And this is the thing I think we're going to see a lot of. Good strength, good. Basically, across the board, I see no negatives there. Look at balance and jumping reach and strength and stamina and pace. And the technical stats, finishing and heading really good as well. I think this is a classic case of Bayern Munich got so many good talent players in their team that he's not been played enough. That's what I would say. So his current ability, let's have a look what he's reached so far. 146, so not far off. Well, I'm not sure what to go by. 146, 148. We'll go for 147. We'll go down the middle on this occasion. He can play right wing now if you wanted him to, according to this. Not maybe naturally, but he can be half decent there. And maybe on the left wing as well if you wanted him to be competent on that side. He's not terrible. So let's look at his development here, and there's still no player traits on him. Definitely more of a striker. Target forward, complete forward, pressing forward. Those seem to be the indications that the mobbers are more. Yeah, if you look at target, that makes sense. Complete forward. Maybe not so much makes sense. Not so much sense for me. But pressing forward, Definitely pressing forward, utilises a lot of the good attributes that he has. So complete forward, maybe not so much now. Maybe when he develops, he could be that. So let's look at his injury record here, and again, not overly concerning there at all. But then again, he might not have played much to get injured. So career stats, have a look. So Bayern Munich got him, and they basically loaned him out to Austria. They barely played him in the first team, and then he goes to Leipzig and still not played much. Fascinating. They paid £4.4 million for him, rising to possibly £4.9 million with add-ons. But look at the development of him already. Obviously, this scenario, I always set the player to the highest potential. If they've got a range that's like varied, I always set the highest one. So it's the best version of the player possible that you can get. This is really encouraging that he's not played much first team football yet, and he's still got the stats like he has. Now, contract information here, risk cost £55 million. These kind of things are not really relevant to your save. Every save is different. But just let you know, guys, that maybe Leipzig could buy him in your save, but it's not really relevant, really. But that's the fee they're going to have to maybe pay for him. That's a massive profit on him. This is a bargain buy. Honestly, right now, if I was, let's say, managing Man United, for example, I've got like Osimhen or Gyökeres in my first team, this guy is a great backup striker. Someone who can come in and ease into the team and develop alongside an experienced number one. What's their formation? They're playing two up front. They've still got Šeško here, of course. I would be surprised if he doesn't get first team football at Leipzig soon. Leipzig may have to sell Šeško or somebody, or he doesn't get first team football and he moves to go somewhere else. But £55 million is the release clause, which makes this thing absolutely bizarre because we know there's a clause in the contract, £55 million. Anyway, next jump. Let's go. This guy is still at Leipzig. And we've seen a few more goals from now. So I think he's now getting first team football. Again, relatively same stats across the ball and technical, mental, and physical stats. Finishing go up to 16. And 16. Rest are basically the same, maybe 1 or 2 points difference, if anything. What's his contract information right now? £93 million release clause. Not a big surprise. I think now he's playing more first team football. That's going to happen. He's basically 159 now for potential. Still a very good striker. Basically, you look at the stats for him and what we showed on Šeško briefly. They're very similar players at this point in time. Obviously, a bit more maybe progression could be done with Jonah here. Injury records. So look what we've got here. Again, I'll make it that way. This is really big, man. I don't know why. Whatever. Yeah, not too bad at all. Let's get that way. There we go. Not too bad at all. Very good injury record there. So, obviously, £4.9 million. They end up paying that, I imagine. So, then he finally bumped to the first team, got 11 goals in his first season. Then he got 14 goals. Then he got 20 in his first major breakout season. 43 appearances, 20 goals total for club. Then next season, he got, again, 20 goals, 44 appearances. So, back-to-back 20-goal season. And then, obviously, this year is still, obviously, pending. Very interesting player. Looking at this now, likes to move the channels, plays short, simple passes, likes to be offside trap, and tries first-time shots. I like that in a striker. I like that. I also like moving the channels, so I think advanced forward could work. Yeah. I mean, would poacher work? Yeah, I mean, I think a poacher, based on the fact that he likes to be offside trap, I think a poacher would be better. Though a complete forward could work, but I think a poacher just is what I would play him as, personally. Advanced forward, could that work? Maybe. Maybe advanced forward could work, but I think he's such a good player that I think he'll score goals regardless. It's unfortunate we can't go into Leipzig and see what formation they're using and what tactics they're using to see what role they're playing at. But I think any role will be fine. I think, any role will be suitable. I think poacher definitely would work for certain, and clearly he can score goals. Yeah, very good player. For the money the Leipzig have paid, it's absolute steal. Bayern must be kicking themselves, and though to be fair, they're probably doing quite well themselves already. But yeah, I'm going to give him a rating in the video out of 10, but it's my personal opinion on that when we get to the end. So, let's continue. All right, folks, he's got his big move to Real Madrid at 28 years old. Bear in mind, we started very, very young with this player. And again, technical and mental are basically the same. It's the physicality that's now well-rounded to basically 15 plus on everything, or 15 or above on all that. Yeah, I bet they've paid a lot of money for him. But to be fair, they might not have done. Madrid might have got a deal, but I reckon they paid the release clause, unless it got changed, of course, later on. But yeah, look at this guy. Solid. I don't see a weak point in him. He's basically an out-and-out striker. He's not technical into like a winger or anything like that. He's just like, I'm in the box. I'm going to score. Deal with it. That is basically what he is. He's not. It's like Dybala or Harry Kane who drop deep and link play up. He's like, I'm big. I'm strong. I'm quick. I've got good finish and composure. I'm going to put the ball back in the net. Work rate's a bit low, but again, I don't know how much that makes a difference. I just think if you're scoring goals, you don't care, do you? So, injury record, again, I don't anticipate this being a problem, and it isn't. What do they pay for him, though? That's the question. They paid the release clause. They paid the release clause mid-season, actually. 10 goals, and they went to Real Madrid and got 10 again, so 20 goals that season. Then he goes to Madrid. First was in 19 goals in 30 appearances. Then he got 22 and 26, then 13. So he's not getting the regular first-team football that he was getting at Leipzig instead of starting every week. I'm assuming it's because they've probably got Endrick up front. Yeah, that is why. Who's this guy? Oh, God, new gen. Got Endrick up front who's scoring like 20 goals. So, but yeah, he's still getting good football at Madrid. He's not being dropped for vast majority of players that they have. And they paid a lot of money for him, which is really, really interesting. They paid this clause, didn't they? Yeah, they paid the release clause. But yeah, he's still getting 20 goals a season-ish. Only one season in the last few, he ain't got 20 goals a season. Even that one, he played 2 teams. So, just one season where he's not got it, but he's played a bit less games. So, he played like, well, maybe not. Maybe slightly less, but not by much. Yeah, so really, really good, consistent striker. Not only technical, but got great physicality and great anticipation and great finishing. I like him a lot. We're going to do a review of him now, my rating right now, because the next jump is kind of like when they get into the twilight years, and there's also obviously a drop-off. For the fee paid and the goals scored, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. I really think he's got a lot of talent. You can get him quite cheap if you're lucky. Great physicality. Great eye for finishing, and can play different types of roles, and can do it in Bundesliga and La Liga. So 8.5. I saved 9 and 10s like the insane players that have the insane across the board, but very, very good player, of course. This is the best version of the player. His current ability, as I remember, is now 170. So this is the best version you can get. There's obviously variation in this, so you can train a player to work on his work rate, his teamwork, or his penalty taking, or dribbling, whatever it may be. But this guy is an out-and-out goal scorer with great physicality to back it up as well. Right, next jump is going to be more case looking at the goal return at Madrid, see if he continues the, on average, 20 goal season run. Let's see what happens. So he stepped down Madrid. He's now 32 years old and still scoring lots of goals for Real Madrid. Physicality is still pretty good. Any further now, we're going to start losing the kind of physicality. Injury record, even though he's in his 30s now, it's still pretty good. Career stats, so round about here, wasn't it? We ended up. So we got 13 that's yet. They got 22. They got 21, 17, 19. So he gets on average 20 goals a season, maybe slightly less than that occasionally. Not overly expensive. Good eye for goal. Can do it in 2 leagues. Don't see negative sides of this guy. Other than, don't get him early. The fee goes up because everyone wants to buy him then. But yeah, a really solid player. And thank you guys. I'm pretty sure this is a transfer, a comment, a viewer suggestion, sorry, I should say. But yeah, really good player. Obviously, it might wait a while to get him if you're outside of Bundesliga, especially. But definitely something to keep an eye on. If you've got like a couple of Asian strikers, you want to get someone young and develop him, definitely should be looking at this guy. Really, really good player. And definitely will score you goals. And it's a shame we didn't see him go to like another league, like Serie A or Premier League, so we can see him doing 3 different leagues. But with what I've seen in physicality, I don't think it'll be a problem in any league. I think in the right system, with a lot of chances, he will score lots of goals, and physicality is very, very a big plus for him. And just his pace, acceleration, and stamina and strength are all really, really good. So if you've got a player you want me to feature in this series, like I said in the beginning of the video, leave a comment down below with his name, position, nationality, and club, all that kind of stuff. Don't forget though, if he's under a certain age, he won't be in the game. So basically, if you're looking at a player who's basically broken to the first 16 now, IRL, they won't be in the game. This game's 2 years old, so bear that in mind. I will reply to your comments and tell you if it can't be found in the database. And also, guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more Foot Magic content coming your way. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to hit the like button. Like I say, down below also in my description is links to my Let's Play channel and my EFC channels. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.